Okay, there are times within automation processes that you may want to obtain a report of the relations that are associated with the model. So, like for example, if we said, let's take a look at the relations that are associated with this, maybe we want to compare that or contrast it with some other relations that are in other models within the design. To do this, you can actually write this information to a table within Excel. And what we're going to do is we're going to say relations get using the table model function. So this can take several inputs. You can just use the active model if you want to, or you could be specific about like the type of relations that you want. By default, it's just going to get the normal relations, but you could also say post or all, and it's going to write the results to a specific table that you specify, and these are the columns that it's going to write out. So if we take a look at the relations for this top level assembly here, you can see that we don't have any in there. So I'm going to switch over to let's go to roller assembly and just take a look at what that one is because I know there's relations there. So if we come and take a look, yeah, this has relations. So we're gonna actually just use the active model that's here, and we're gonna create a table for those relations to write to using NitroCell. And we'll do a table create MyRels, put it on a tab called wildtab. So this is the table name that's going to be generated. And when we run this, it's going to look at the active model and write out all of the relations that are associated with this file. So you can see here, it's reporting the item name, the item root, of course, the type of relation that it is, and the line numbers that are associated with it, and the values that are there. So that's actually pretty handy. So let's dig a little bit deeper here and see if there's anything else within here. So you can see that that model below actually has a set of relations in it. So let's actually maybe look at roller shaft.prt, and we'll run this again. It's going to clear. Gotta spell it correctly. Roller shaft.prt, and let's go ahead and run that again. And you'll notice that in fact it just pulls out that one relation. So if we go back to our top level assembly here, and let's now use this using a table instead. So I'm going to create a table dynamically here. We'll call it item name. And let's do a control T to create a table. And let's call this my table. And let's actually specify the things that we're interested in here. So if we came in and said roller shaft .prt, roller.asm, and let's do machine skel.prt. So now we're going to actually just tell this instead of a specific model, we're going to use that table as an input, which is my table. And when we run this, it's going to connect to Creo, and it's going to reference that table that's in Excel and loop through each of those items that's in that table, and then start appending that data to our table here. So these are the relations for each of those models that we've requested. And you can see the item names that are there, the number of lines within them, and of course the values that are there. So a very powerful thing to do, very easy to do, and you can also, just as one last example, let's say we wanted to get all of the PRT files that are in session. So I'm going to these rows here. We'll run that. And this is just going to query anything that has relations, and then we're going to kind of write that out. And as you can see here, we have just a few parts that have relations to them.